Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be the general daily collective message for March the 30th. Although keep in mind, timing and energy is still fluid. This reading could play out today or over the next several days. This reading may or may not be for you, so I ask you to please only take with you the messages that resonate and leave behind the rest. This is not a sign-specific reading, but I will call out any zodiac signs that I do feel need mentioning throughout the reading that you might be dealing with. So we have a couple of very powerful transits today with the moon in Pisces, conjunct Jupiter in Pisces, as well as Neptune in Pisces. So it's a very unusual energy coming forward this morning. Emotional energy. Pisces energy is very highly intuitive, very highly emotionally sensitive. And I feel there is like a kind, forgiving energy coming through. But this can also bring forward a lot of opinionated energies as well. So it's this, like, I'm being shown the scales of justice, Libra energy. So it's like this strong energy of right and wrong. You know, many of us are kind of very impassioned when it comes to any injustices of what was fair, what isn't fair, and maybe feeling like you want to do something about it. It's a lot of emotions, deep, deep emotions. Whenever I think of Pisces energy, it's like the drowning in the sea of all of these emotions. And where I'm at in Ontario, like I said, it's been freezing rain for the last day or so. And, you know, as much as we don't like to deal with these deep-seated emotions, many of us choose to, you know, go into the rational mind. We're kind of being asked to support whatever emotions are coming up for purging in order to restore our kind-heartedness approach to life and to be well received by others. So it's this very strong sense of justice. You're really going to need to trust in your intuitive hunches at this time. Many of us are coming into a lot of premonitions, so pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. I think many of us are kind of getting to the root of our emotional baggage and the energy in order to embrace this more expansive understanding of who we are, our human nature, the human nature of others and the world around us, and get ready to respond to others in big, big emotional ways, and be ready to kind of look at where you've overdone it. Don't try to people please everybody around you, because although we're here to be charitable and forgiving, we also got to practice what we preach. And as empaths, many of us, if you found me on this channel, we are empathic. And a lot of us don't know how to instill those firm boundaries. And this can create all kinds of emotional tension, especially as we tap into that higher mind with this Jupiter energy today. So Jupiter is very expansive. It's very high-spirited, and it really does rule this concept of right and wrong. So many of us are actually coming into our spiritual teaching gifts. Many of us have learned some very hefty karmic life lessons. And, you know, I think many of us are kind of going into all of these very strong karmic attachments of the past in order to clear that past life history, to bring a new culture into the world when it comes to spirituality. So what does the moon conjunct Neptune mean? It means a lot of emotional receptivity. And we're kind of opening up this gateway portal to tune into all of these subtle vibrations of the cosmic universe. All of these unknown higher realms and realities, all of these spiritual energies. And a lot of this will depend on your own personal placements in your natal chart. So you know, pay attention to where you have Pisces at. If you have a lot of water in your chart, you're going to be feeling this intense emotional receptivity, along with a lot of fire in your chart. So, you know, many of us are highly psychic, highly intuitive, and so we kind of got to deduct the mental process in order to filter out these illusions, in order for us to get straight to the core of any emotional issues that have been festering. So it can be a very highly strung out energy and very overly reactive, especially to negative comments and criticism. Many of us don't like to be criticized, so it's all about taking it all in constructively and learning from it. So many of us need to learn as empaths to build that very strong emotional resilience. We can never ever control another, and another should never ever try to control us, but we all need to kind of master controlling how we respond to other people in our environment. We do have a responsibility to get a handle on our emotions. So I feel the energy today is, it's likely that you might get lost in your subconscious thoughts, as this energy can really lead to a lot of mystical revolutions, and on the negative side, a lot of mystical delusions. So depending on, you know, if you're in alignment or not. So I do highly suggest, do not play into any indulging intoxicating substances today. That will very likely lead you to a lot of delusions. And I think the energy is asking us to really look after ourselves emotionally and psychologically in order to restore an overall sense of well-being. So we have to kind of train ourselves. We have to train our mind to kind of take what others say to us with a pinch of salt, and to, you know, really use our intuition to see the intent of what people are saying to us. Some people can speak harshly, but it doesn't mean that they have impure intentions. And, you know, other people might sweet talk us and their intentions might be devious. So, you know, it's important for you to become your own best friend, to learn how to get to know yourself and any intuition that's coming forward, if you're to kind of break free from any depressive, fearful energy today. So big message that I wrote in capital letters this morning when I was journaling was, choose your friends wisely. Big message. We are always the company that we keep. So choose your friends wisely. Because we are highly empathic beings, we usually are the underdogs of the world, but this is where we find that inner strength to turn this empathy into our power. It is not a weakness to be highly empathic, but we do kind of have to find the right ways to deal with these energies and to set up those firm boundaries. And it's crucial that we don't escape. You know, we don't escape this energy. You know, many of us have experienced heartache along the journey. That's part of the awakening process. Setbacks, yes, setbacks are part of learning patience and stamina and strength to keep going forward. And let's just face it, some people suck at times. People can suck at times. And let's be honest, not all humans are nice. But there's beauty in the breakdown, is what I wanted to say. If you can remain open enough to secure your personal boundaries, that's when we can really bring all of these dreams into our physical reality. Choose your lovers wisely is another message. And I do feel truthfulness is going to be crucial in the energies today, because even the tiniest, smallest amount of deception is likely going to come back and bite you in the ass when you least expect it. I'm big on authenticity and truthfulness and honesty, and I think that's one of the main effects coming forward with these energies today is truthfulness, and to finally tune into your own subtle vibrations that are coming through. Get ready for some disturbances within loving relationships or friendships and social circles, especially if you've had this underlying fear of suspicion with somebody that you're connected with. So I think our primary task today in the energies is to figure out what is crucial and what is true, and to filter out any surplus of energies in order to return to a state of calm that many of us are being asked to, you know, ground this calm energy. So there's a lot of influx of light codes coming in, a lot of information, a lot of downloads from the spiritual realms that can create like a disturbing sense if you're not prepared for all of those messages. But to ground in the energies will help you handle this transition a little bit better. Do not escape into a toxic haze. It is essential for you to seek that help and guidance if you need it, and there's never any shame in asking for help. We all need help at some point in our life, and to seek that guidance and that help truly is a superpower, right? Because we all face dilemmas along the journey, and we're not alone in going through that process, and we're all on different timelines, and we're all experiencing this journey, you know, at different pivot points. So you know, this can manifest in a lot of shadowy aspects today. Be aware of overly manipulative people, addictive behaviors, misuse of creative power is a big, big one, as we're kind of battling between our logic and our heart right now, and we kind of got to find that middle ground, right? That middle ground. And so a lot of people tend to go into escapism tendencies because of all of this creation coming forward. And then we end up neglecting areas of our life that we really shouldn't be neglecting. So do not be overly concerned with the dark unknown. We do have to go into the darkness as part of the journey. But if we spend too much time in the dark, then we can become overly rigid and not want to embrace this change. So the energy can negatively manifest as stress, depression, anxiety, oversensitivity to all of these vibrations coming forward. And if you play into addictions of any kind, you're likely going to experience a lot of self-delusions, and you're going to be projecting that outwardly onto others, which is never ever a good thing to do. So feelings are going to be very intense, and we're kind of being asked to reconfigure our energies and to take accountability for ourselves is what's coming through. It's really important that you look after your emotional health and your overall well-being today, especially if you're handling all kinds of challenges and adversities that keep coming up. And that's, where we learn that we don't really have control. You can't keep trying to control another person's behavior. Your best strategy is to toughen up a little bit and to save yourself, especially if you are in an abusive relationship of any sort, because the shadow side can be very emotionally manipulative, and you're going to have to, be in check with your emotions, because so many people out there in low vibration, they use this emotiveness to control others, especially if they've recently been rejected or criticized. And I think a lot of people today are going to be lashing out emotionally, or quite possibly even physically, when it comes to this transit. And this is where we kind of have to do that deep inner reflection. We have to learn to manage our own personal triggers and our psychological states. Nobody is responsible for our triggers. And this is where, on the spiritual journey, it is a very solitary energy where we take that time to go within, heal our traumas, understand what caused the traumas, and to stop escaping with intoxicating substances to mask this pain. Because when we embrace all of these emotions, that's when we can kind of get grounded in good health, high self-esteem, and then we can really tune into our creative side, which can help us manage our emotions. So I always suggest turning on the music. I know in the darkness, I paint acrylic paintings. Anything that allows me to meditate and release those emotions in a healthy state. My entire house is covered in acrylic paintings. Maybe one of these days I'll do a video and show all you guys some of my artwork. But in order to tap into these mystical spiritual practices, we have to learn how to manage our emotional energy and the depth and the intensity that comes forward, because many of us are deeply emotionally sensitive and in low vibration. I've even been guilty of reacting negatively. And this is kind of where we learn self-forgiveness, self-acceptance, and we learn how to master our emotions and not project all of this negativity onto others. So let's jump in with some cards, guys, and see what else needs to come through. We're going to start with the senses of the soul today, I think. Forgive yourself and set yourself free. There's that hard energy coming through. So 29, major karmic debt number. 29 also breaks down to master number 11, which further breaks down to 2. Crossroads, partnership. So maybe there's like a reevaluation, a divine Y point coming up. But as we forgive ourselves, then we can forgive others, and then we can truly be set free. So I think you are being asked to trust and embrace the spiritual blueprint of your life that is likely being activated, and to release any negative earthly attachments if you were to fully step into your purpose. And feel that fear and do it anyway, because we are always allowed to ask for what it is that we need. So I do feel a lot of heart energy. My daughter was very emotional this morning, and as an empath, I hurt when my children hurt. So we decided to take a day off from school today, and we're just going to sit in those emotions, and we're not going to mask them, right? So as above, so below, you know, as above, so below, and as within, so without. So I think get ready to come into a lot of clarity. I think this purging is necessary as we prepare for the Aries new moon in a couple of days, because this is going to be all about action. So as we purge our emotions, the clarity will come, and you will be shown the pathway forward. So I do feel a lot of solar plexus energy is coming up in the collective to find the courage, the resilience, and the strength to keep going forward. Yeah, we got a lot of yellow that just flipped out here. So solar plexus. We got some... oh, beautiful energies coming out today. Yeah, a lot to do with the solar plexus, 4 solar plexus cards, because we're kind of stepping into being those sovereign beings, those high priest and priestesses, right? And I feel a lot of new doorways are about to open up collectively. Oh, beautiful. Shaman. We all have an inner shaman, and we are all here to be those sovereign leaders for the future, to take back control of our lives. And we all have high priest and high priestess capabilities. So I think it's kind of time as a collective for us to open ourselves up to all of this light, all of this clarity, to step into our shaman capabilities. Many of us are prophets, and you know, we have to come forward and shift out of this stagnation if we're going to allow this creative energy to flow. And that does, you know, entail speaking that truth authentically. So a lot of solar plexus. I think get ready to digest a lot of emotions today, and then to act on behalf of your own needs, because we're kind of being pushed and guided from within, and we are being asked to lead with courage and to take right corrective action. So the energies bring forward, you know, giving you that courage and that strength and that resilience to keep going forward through any, you know, negative experiences. And it's through acceptance of everything that we've gone through that we can really set ourselves free and step into service of some sort. So forgiveness is really going to be key in the energies if we are to, you know, shift out of this very stagnant energy and to tap into our co-creative abilities. So a lot of us are aligning to this universal energy. I'm going to grab the book because I would like to read into the priestess energy. I know many of us are prophets as well. So this would be the 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra, and that's where all of these expansive downloads and messages come through, is the 7th chakra. So a lot of mystical expansion is taking place within the collective. A lot of us are coming into our deep knowing of our inner divinity, our esoteric knowledge, and it's kind of time to embrace the archetype of the high priest and high priestess. This is where we awaken to all of this esoteric knowledge, all of this unknown knowledge from our past life mystical experiences, and we learn to kind of temper the ego. We need to temper the ego because the ego seeks to control through logic. And when we go into the heart, it will obliterate all of this fear of needing to surrender. So I think the energy is very uncomfortable when it comes to any impermanent and inconsistencies within your life. They're showing me like a labyrinth, like going through the labyrinth within your brain, within the maze of your consciousness, going through this labyrinth in order to conceptualize all of these new energies, stepping into the unknown. And when we descend into these depths of our consciousness, that is where we really do explore all of these other dimensions and realities, but we have to accept the invitation. Many of us fight the invitation, and we command our inner authority to align with mistruths, and it prevents us from stepping into our true authenticity and our higher purpose. So I think there's a lot of illumination coming forward, especially when it comes to false prophets as well that lack integrity. So I think the energy is lending you all this deep, curious exploration, questioning everything, questioning your life, what you've cultivated in your life, why you've cultivated it. And it's this process of self-reflection where we deconstruct the 3D reality we've created, and it gets flipped upside down on its head. in order for us to release anything we've been clinging to rigidly when it comes to our truth and our spiritual path. So what truths or perspectives are you needing to shift within your own current reality or your own current situation? Because it's this conviction energy coming through. And ultimately, what is true for you always has to come from within. We can all guide each other along the journey, but you have to own your truth through all of your life experiences, and you have to, you know, go into these depths of all of these other realities to step into that shaman energy. You know, we are here to be sovereign beings. We are here to be conscious co-creators with God source energy, and we are here to own our own personal authority. And that's how we co-create abundance in our life in partnership with these cosmic energies. So second chakra, sacral, that's where we house all of our emotional baggage. That's also where we house all of our creativity. So if there's a block in creativity, there's something governing that chakra that has, you know, kept you from owning this creative force from within your soul. So this is why I always say, careful who you are intimate with, because everybody we are sexually courted to or intimate with, we carry their emotional baggage in our sacral chakra, and that can create all kinds of negative manifestations as part of this purification process. So it's about really taking ownership and, you know, taking ownership of the fact that you have created exactly where you're at in your life. And if you don't like where you're at, then you always have the ability to go in a new direction. But this means healing any shame or trauma, especially around sexuality, in order to embrace this co-creative power. So when we own our creation, our creative power, that's when we can expand into mastering all of our manifesting capabilities. And that's when we really kind of step into this sovereignty and our higher purpose. So I think many of us are being asked to strengthen our creativity and to kind of meet the universe halfway with our destiny. So, you know, there's the fated life and then there's the destined life. And we have a choice to direct our own destiny by expressing ourselves. This can be through art, cooking, writing, dancing, singing, crafts, any type of creative activity will get that sacral chakra activated. So if you're feeling blocked, then I do direct you to start making changes in your life in order to bring forward these creative visions and these pure intentions if you really do want to improve a negative situation. So we're going to grab a couple of unicorn messages. The pool of Christ light. Beautiful. That's exactly what I felt. This very powerful heart opening. And the universe is asking you to open up your heart to spread unconditional love. And unconditional love never ever means unconditional tolerance of negative behavior, but acceptance of the fact that we are all on our own timelines. We are all journeying together through the cosmos, and we all have our own lessons to learn. So we're here to kind of spread unconditional love and to communicate honestly and openly with others. So where have you not been truthful? It's time to, you know, make amends for the past if you're to step into this freedom that's coming forward. And freedom always comes with truth. So get ready to live in the now moment. That really is a big thing, is learning to not go back on the past over and over again, replaying negative situations, and to not play into the stress and the anxiety about what it is that you're bringing forward into the future. Because if you think about it, all we really have is this now moment. None of us are guaranteed tomorrow. And I think this is where we're opening up as an entire collective towards this enlightenment path, looking at things from the highest perspective, seeing the divine in everybody, even those that have hurt us, because it's about embracing caring spiritual communities to participate and belong with people that resonate at your own vibration. And we do that by looking at that highest perspective, believing that we deserve all of this abundance in our life, and entering into this magical, expansive energy. So get ready to accept joy in your life. I think something, you know, that you've strived really hard for, and you got to believe that you deserve it and be open and ready to accept and receive this plenty, this prosperity, and set those pure intentions. It is with pure intentions that the clarity comes. And when you set those pure intentions without any expectations, then you kind of know you've surrendered the spiritual ego. So many are going to need to really cocoon themselves in some healing light today as this heart awakening, this heart expansion comes forward, and many are coming into this deep understanding and this deep awareness of oneness as we're being asked to fulfill our fated destiny and to be all that we can be, to tap into our highest potential. So couple of 8s here. So we're definitely in the precipice of this massive clearing, preparing for this Lionsgate portal on 8/8, and stepping into solid community structures for the betterment of humanity. And we do this by entering into the light and shining all of this light into the darkness and feeding the darkness love. So there's that 4 of Swords. The World, absolutely. Major karmic cycles coming to a close, something coming full circle. And when we get to the World card, we've really reached a milestone accomplishment when it comes to our spiritual enlightenment. Stepping into freedom to do whatever you want and to be proud of who you are. So take that time to go within, self-reflection. Insights always come through meditation, and I know a lot of people don't like meditating because it's very hard to quiet the mind in the beginning stages of the journey, but rest is what is needed right now in order to take all these insights in. So many might be feeling a lot of mental exhaustion. Maybe you've not been sleeping well. So take that time to release the mental clutter. I think maybe children are in focus. A lot of childhood memories coming up, revisiting old childhood patterns, and healing that inner child, I think. Get ready for maybe people from the past to return in order to make amends when it comes to closing out this cycle. Don't romanticize too much. Sometimes we look back on the past and we over-romanticize how things used to be, and it skews our perception when it comes to, you know, past lovers. But this could also mean a reconciliation. And the World keeps wanting to come out when I cut that deck. Victory. There is victory here, but victory comes with making wise decisions. I think somebody is stepping into public recognition, success, maybe even a promotion. And when I think of a promotion, I feel like a spiritual promotion and activation for your journey. So let's jump in and see what else needs to come through for the collective today with these energies. 6 of Swords. You have to choose to end these challenging times, but I think challenges are coming to an end, is what I'm feeling. Challenges are coming to an end, and meditation is what's going to allow you to discover this new pathway. Swans, a swan. So we have to welcome in the relief of an ending. So I do feel in order to find a peaceful place in your life, you're going to have to travel or relocate. A lot of relocations, packing up and moving to a new residence. This really is the end of depression. So I feel many are coming out of that dark night of the soul, stepping into that high priestess energy, knowing that it's time to take action to develop your intuitive gifts and to trust in the messages that you've been receiving about financial security, foundations for the future, legacies. This could even speak of an inheritance coming forward. But, you know, many of us along the journey, we lost the tradition of honoring a family structure and what that means. And so many of us have played into pride and ego. And it's kind of time to pass on truthful information to build those solid family structures for the future, because we are the way showers, and there is going to be a major karmic rebalancing. Yeah, there's definitely a love offer of some sort coming in order to restore some balance from some past actions, I feel. There's that justice energy I was shown with the moon, and now I'm feeling very, very ascended at the moment. So in order to restore some balance, we do have to stand up for what is right. We do have to stand up for the underdog, and we have to go after what it is that we believe in. My spiritual truth might differ from your spiritual truth, but both truths hold value. So I think try to see things from all perspectives, and that's when you kind of are in a win-win situation, especially if you're coming from a place of integrity. I do think there's an offer coming in, a Knight of Cups. We have Pisces energy, Libra energy. Oh my God, and I didn't even see that on the bottom of the deck. Death, transformation, Scorpio. A lot of water, a lot of emotions are coming up, and I do think somebody wants to fall in love with you. Somebody wants to come in and sweep you off your feet. This could mean a sudden new romantic relationship beginning. This could be somebody coming back from the past to balance out a negative relationship situation. But I think love is in focus today. Integrity is in focus. And whatever significant life experience you are going through, these changes are required in order for you to own your personal power. So get ready for unexpected revelations today, like I talked about, in order to break free from procrastination as you kind of release all of these old, outdated belief systems that were programmed from childhood, because there is a brand new abundant beginning. The 10 breaks down to the 1, which is the Ace. So there is a brand new abundant beginning coming forward. Maybe you do need to seek wise counsel. Maybe it's time to look at a career opportunity in a new direction. Maybe it's time to sign a new soul contract. Definitely a significant shift when it comes to the closing out of a major cycle. That world really wants to come out, so we're going to keep it on the table. This really is a time of accomplishment as we go through this very expansive soul awakening within the collective. And what I notice here is a lot of major arcana. So whatever you're going through, it is divinely orchestrated, and maybe there will be a temporary pause for reflection in this Pisces energy before taking action with the Aries energy. I think many are awakening to a whole new light where we see things with such vibrancy, a lot of color, and where we really learn to embrace our own uniqueness. Mackenzie! Sorry. I've had a couple people complain about Bailey barking in the background, so I do apologize. It's a shit show here sometimes. 3 cats, a dog, 2 turtles, and 2 kids, and I'm one person taking care of a household. So it is what it is. But yeah, a lot of self-reflection. So don't ever apologize either for who you are. People will either resonate with you or they won't. We'll see a potential near future outcome. There's that Queen of Swords. Boundaries, like I talked about, boundaries. So, you know, we can be, you know, that Queen of Swords energy. Many of us have been deeply hurt in the past, and when we get hurt, we go into that Queen of Swords. We're very leery of letting people in. That sword is raised, and you better come with the whole truth and nothing but the truth, or I'm going to cutthroat you with that sword. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Use that double-edged sword today to release situation and people that are no longer serving this next leg of your awakening journey. And try to look at the lighter side in any difficult situations. I know in the throes of it, it's not easy to find the lighthearted lesson, but in hindsight, I know we can always look back and get a little chuckle of what we didn't really see. So try to find the humorous energy in any negative experiences. Try to release any over-judgmental energies. Definitely speaking of a divorce of some sort or an ending, and somebody really has gathered all of their strength to walk away from a situation that's just unhealthy. I think get ready to walk away from everything that's been holding you back when it comes to embracing big life changes. Definitely a shift in priorities. It's another energy of packing up and moving homes. Finding your benevolent assertiveness to take back your personal power with kindness, and realizing that you have always been so much stronger than you have ever imagined. So compassion will bring about forgiveness, but I think it's kind of time to cut ties with a toxic relationship here. It doesn't have to be a divorce. It could just be, you know, a work relationship, a family relationship, but it's kind of time to choose to make these big changes. We always have the choice. So, you know, somebody's in search of their treasured gold. When we leave the past behind and we get to that 8 of Cups, we're walking towards wish fulfillment, and we're ready to walk on and to seek more from life than what it is that you've been experiencing. So Somebody, I think, has been in a situation that's not been fulfilling, very dissatisfying. It could be this Queen of Swords. Doesn't have to be, but somebody's harnessing that Queen of Swords energy. And it's kind of time to make that choice, to shift your priorities. And then we get a King of Fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. So this is what's below the surface in the energies today. A lot of fire. And I talked about that. If you got strong fire or water, get ready for the energies to be intense. So there's a masculine here. It doesn't have to be a masculine. Somebody's harnessing this King of Wands energy. It feels very motivational, very inspiring. Somebody, I feel, is getting ready to take the lead of their life. Maybe even a leadership role within the collective, stepping into the spotlight as that visionary leader. And this is speaking about public speaking. The Eight of Wands is a lot of speaking, a lot of passionate speaking. And then we got this Five of Wands. So somebody's been in this deep internal conflict, which has likely been caused by outside opposing opinions. You are encouraged to walk away from any drama. Is this situation really worth your time? Maybe it's time to stand up for yourself. Maybe it's time to quickly go in a new direction, because somebody's got a lot going on here that's caused all kinds of stressful opportunities. And I think somebody's getting ready to make an unexpected change and to quickly go in a new direction, traveling in a new direction, because somebody's seeing the bigger picture here. Don't be too sensitive when it comes to criticism. We all have to, take that constructive criticism, because there's a lot of truth being spoken, and sometimes the truth hurts. So I also feel there's a lot of brilliant cosmic ideas being downloaded into many, and this sword is giving somebody the ability to overcome some obstacles and to have faith in the divine plan that everything always works out when we take that first step in that new direction. So it's time to communicate clearly and concisely. And I think somebody's been going within in meditation, trying to find meaning in their life. And a lot of light has been shone lately when it comes to this self-discovery coming through with the collective. So a major awakening, a major aha moment. Somebody's finally doing what's best for them and not playing into the drama. And that's where victory lies. More fire. We got the Six of Wands and the Knight of Wands. Yeah, somebody's passionately, confidently going in a new direction. There's been this perpetual restlessness, I feel. And whatever's going on, it is requiring immediate attention, a swift turn of events. This is the fastest night in the deck, and you're going to need to stay focused. But I do think somebody's got a passionate romantic connection they're rushing towards, and they want victory. I think get ready for recognition, because somebody in the past wasn't able or unwilling to make a decision, stuck at the crossroads, and now they're going to follow their heart rather than trying to make everybody else happy. Somebody's been pretending there's been no problem, overanalyzing a situation, and it's kind of time to take the rose-colored glasses off and seek that wise counsel. Hierophant energy, Taurus energy, because you're about to step into a beautiful, new, emotional, romantic experience. Somebody, without a doubt, is awakening to a lot of psychic abilities, a lot of spiritual insights, and this unity consciousness. So somebody is needing to seek help, to ask for help, without a doubt. And, a wise counselor could be a healer, a reader, a spiritual coach. Definitely somebody here has a direct connection to God's source, and it does feel like a very strong Taurus energy. Taurus, the bull. The bull knows how to get things done. Taurus is the most steadfast energy. You give Taurus a task, and they're going to follow through to the bitter end, no matter how grudgingly painful it is to get to the other side. But I do feel this new emotional experience is going to be a connection where you will mate for life. Dolphins mate for life. So get ready for a brand new love offer. Now, I don't know that you're going to see this coming, because maybe you've got the blinders on. Maybe you're so focused on your own path, you're not going to feel this energy coming in. We got a couple of knights and we got a king. So somebody's progressing here. Somebody's maturing. And somebody does want to build that emotional and financial security and have that solid family structure. So I think somebody's been planning to sneak away from a toxic situation for a while. Maybe this will lead to material loss, but it's time to stop focusing on the negative and what hasn't turned out, and it's time to embrace self-forgiveness and to understand that everything truly does have a purpose. Everything truly does happen for a reason, and we are here to find the silver lining and the hidden blessings in any embarrassing secrets that are coming out or any losses in the energy. Because we as a collective truly have so much to celebrate. So send that gratitude to the divine, to your angels, to your light team. Thank them for the peace and prosperity that is coming towards you, and believe that you deserve it, because we are improving our personal lives and we are ending situations that have brought us strife, sadness, grief, you know, all kinds of conflict, and we're releasing this weight off our shoulders once and for all. We're done with melodramatic reactions. We're done with addictions, and we're stepping into healthy, loving, reciprocal relationships, and that's when the blessings will come. That's what I got for a message today, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin flame reading with me, please feel free to check out that description box below, guys, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.